I think good judgment. And I say that because technology is evolving at a pace faster than any of us can deal with or absorb individually. And so I think the perspective that a single person will be an expert and a true deep practitioner and expert on any single technological issue is a false perspective. I don't think that's going to be true. I think technologies also ultimately represent tools, and how those tools work in your environment, in your context, varies widely. A lot of people would think that going to the cloud, for instance, is an incontrovertible, undebatable goal. But the truth is, something like the cloud, for example, works very well for certain kinds of businesses. For other businesses, it doesn't. And so I think the combination of both of those things, which is the business context in which technologies get applied, have wide variance of outcomes, and the fact that it's very hard for any single person to be a true expert on technology, I think puts tremendous stress on us as IT leaders on being able to take multiple perspectives and apply good judgment to get to the right outcomes. It's very, very easy to get lost in the hype cycle on technology and make the wrong decisions, which can be very expensive to sort of come back from. The hardest thing about the job that I also enjoy the most is, I think, developing great talent. Because if you think about both of those elements, right, where on one hand you've got just crazy high-paced technology evolution and a ton of internal debate on how those get applied in ways that create value and make sense. Not only do you need judgment, you need to pass that judgment down to your people, because you can't also, as a large, and especially if you're an IT leader of a large organization, you can't let decision making get concentrated. That's a path to slowing down, and if you slow down, I think that creates issues on go-to-market space and velocity. And so you ultimately want to be able to drive that high quality judgment and decision making down to individual autonomous teams and their leaders. And so developing talent to be able to do that, and creating the right organizational models where they have the ability to make decisions and move fast is, I'd say, it's a big departure from how IT shops have operated in the past. So that makes it hard, but it's also a ton of fun.